Anger is a baseline emotional reaction, often resulting from stimuli perceived as threatening or contrary to our preconceived values or expectations. It's also what edgy teenagers frequently cite as their driving force. However, this is often revealed to be false when they wake up in the morning and find they're no longer mad at their mom. I think everyone knows at least one person who seems like they're just completely immune to anger, and I know a lot of people like to chalk it up to coping mechanisms, which is a clever euphemism for spending $1,200 on a VR headset so you can fuck your waifu. In my opinion, these people are just jealous, and their assertion is ridiculous because Waifu Simulator 1.0 doesn't even have Elon Musk. Anyway, in my experience, it's actually quite possible to avoid anger by building a frame centered on the principles of Stoicism, an ancient Greek philosophy that teaches an emotional resilience to both pleasure and pain. Stoicism was founded by Zeno of Citium, and his teachings are refined in Meditations by the Roman Emperor Marcus Aurelius, also known as the attractive version of Mark Zuckerberg. Relevant concepts can be summarized as, if you can't change it, then accept it. If you're unhappy, it's because you fucked up, and bitches ain't shit but hoes and tricks. When observing a Stoic, these aphorisms become apparent rather quickly, as the person will be especially unfazed by minor uncontrollable stressors like traffic or soul-crushing rejection. Stoics ground emotions so effectively by filtering them through a lens of logic. However, that's a lot of work, so I like to just default to self-deprecation and shit-talking people online until I get banned. Anyway, the idea that you shouldn't stress out about things you can't control is actually pretty mainstream. Lots of people will tell you this common knowledge, however, just about nobody actually applies it. The way to actually apply this principle is by reframing events in a positive light. As an example, imagine that throughout your entire life, every single date you go on, Drake shows up halfway through and just straight up steals your girl. Just walks up, flashes his Beats by Dre, sings a little bit and walks off with her. Every time. Unless you want Drake-induced PTSD, the best course of action is to reframe the situation. Instead of saying, Drake stole my girl, again, you say, at least if Drake is stealing my girl, he's not producing another mixtape. Now, every time you find yourself in a negative situation, first check if you can take any immediate action. And if not, then reframe and
always look on the bright side of life. Always look on the light side of life.
This method, while seemingly simple, is actually a means of using self-control and a mastery of unbiased logic, or logos, to overcome destructive emotion. Besides just controlling your emotions, the Stoics believed that the rationalist viewpoint should be extended to every facet of life, and thus Stoic ethics can be described as deterministic, although largely only in regards to events and not the wills and thoughts of people themselves. The general idea that you should understand here is that in a deterministic world, the only thing that you control is your thoughts and your perspective. This is the underlying principle that allows two people to look at the same situation and have completely different emotional experiences. Anyway, that's everything I have to cover in this video. Make sure to join us next time because we're going to talk about how to look like a total badass by meditating in public. Until then, make sure to tell everybody how enlightened you are. See you next time.
Always look on the bright side of life. Always look on the light side of life. If life seems jolly rotten, there's something you've forgotten, and that's to laugh and smile and dance and sing.